Here is the next question. Your time starts now. Well, your time is up. So here you are given a sentence with a blank in it. You have to fill that blank from the given options. Look at this. Though I am tall, I feel inferior dash others. So here I is there, others is there. That means here we're comparing here. The sentence is in comparative degree. So we have to take the conjunction for comparative degree. Generally in comparative degree we take conjunction than. He's older than me. She's taller than me. Here, though I am tall, I feel inferior. Here, inferior is given. So, inferior doesn't take than. It cannot take than. Because inferior is one of the 7 Latin comparatives. You might have learned in degrees of comparisons. So we have 7 Latin comparatives. Those 7 Latin comparatives do end with OR. They do end with OR. Like senior, junior, inferior, superior, OR is it? Prior. So the 7 Latin comparatives and prefer and its derivatives. Prefer and its derivatives, preferable, preferred, those are the derivatives. Okay, they generally take to, preposition to, not than, because these are 7 Latin words, the comparative words which are taken from Latin language. In that language, to is the one which connects. So same thing is being done in English language too. So do remember, Latin comparatives and prefer and its derivatives take only to, not than. So you cannot take than. If you take than, then you're wrong. Upon, no way, from, no, you got your answer. It is to. Option A is your answer. Though I'm tall, I prefer inferior to others. He always feels superior to others. Superior to, inferior to, junior to, senior to. So do remember this. Now look at the next question. Well, here is the next question. Your time starts now. Well, your time is up. Here, a sentence with blank is given, and the sentence reads, the businessman has dash connections in the industry. Here, connections is noun, has is verb. Now, we require a word which qualifies noun. That word should be an adjective. Let's see where are adjectives. Respective, receptive, ensign IVE, adjective. Respectable, ensign BLE, will, responsible, adjective. So you know this. Now let's learn the meanings. First one, respective means separate. Go to your respective rooms, not separate rooms. So separate connections in the industry. Are we talking about separate connections? No, we are talking about his connections which are high earned worth. So that cannot be the answer. Eliminate. Next, option B, respectable. What do you mean by respectable? Reputable. High-end reputation. The people who are reputable. So this could be the answer. Yes. Option C, receptive. Receptive means one who listens and considers what you say. That means I can say open-minded. Open-minded, one is who is not stubborn and all. We are not talking about open-minded connections, so you can eliminate this. Next, option D, responsible. You're responsible for this. That means you are in charge of this. So in charge of. So we are not talking about any in charge. So what is your answer? It is option B, respectable connections. That means reputable connections. Who are the people who are famous, popular, good. So those are the connections we are talking about. Now let's see the next question. Well, here is the next question. Your time starts now. Well, your time is up. Here you are given an idiom and you are asked to choose the appropriate meaning for that. So what is that idiom? Actions speak louder than words. What does it mean? Actions speak louder than words. That means if you say that's not enough, that is not influencing. If you do, that is influencing. That means it is not what you say that matters, what you do that matters. That means you can say n number of moral things, but if you do not exercise them, if you do not do what you say, it's of no use, right? So that is what actions speak louder than words. Look at this. Take up a task that you cannot finish. No. What you do is more important than what you say. Exactly. Do something without planning. Look for solutions in wrong place. No. So your answer is option B. I hope you done it correctly. Now let's see the next one. Well, here is the next question. Your time starts now. Well, your time is up. So here, the following question, a sentence has been given in active or passive voice. So they didn't say it is in which voice. That means you have to find out the voice of the given question first. And then you have to choose its opposite. If it's an active, you have to choose opposite. If it is in passive, you have to choose its opposite active. Right, look at this question. The crop was adversely affected by the inadequate rainfall. You can see was plus V3 by. It is in passive voice. The question is in passive voice. Now we require the answer in active voice. Now let's find out. The crop subject was adversely affected verb by the inadequate rainfall object. Now subject becomes object, object becomes subject. Now our subject is the inadequate rainfall. The adversely rainfall, you can eliminate right away. It cannot be adversely rainfall because we require the inadequate rainfall. Eliminate that. The inadequate rainfall, the inadequate rainfall, the inadequate crop. What is that crop? We eliminated that. Now subject became object, object becomes subject, that is the crop. Now was plus V3, here was plus V3, that means the sentence is in simple present in passive. That means in active what it becomes? Was plus V3 in passive becomes V2 in active, simple past. We require simple past, that is affected. The the inadequate rainfall is our subject now. The inadequate rainfall affected is what we require. The inadequate rainfall was adversely affecting. The inadequate rainfall adversely affected. Yeah, this is what we require. Was affecting. It is not in continuous to go with the continuous form. So you can eliminate that. You got your answer. Option C. The inadequate rainfall adversely affected the crop. Yes. Now let's see the next question. Well, here is the next question. Your time starts now. Well, your time is up. So you're asked to choose the antonym for pardon. What do you know pardon? Pardon, I'll take in two ways. One, as a noun, two, as a verb. Yeah, a word can have different parts of speech. As a noun, pardon means forgiveness. Forgiveness. And as a verb, pardon means to forgive. Maaf karna. Okay. Now, pardon. We require antonym. Here you forgive and opposite, you don't forgive. That means you do something opposite to forgive. Look at this. Mercy. Mercy becomes, if you're merciful, you can pardon. So it comes under synonym, not antonym. Eliminate. Punish. Yeah, possible antonym. So when you do not pardon, when you do not pardon someone, that means forgive someone, what do? You punish them. Could be kindness. Mercy and kindness could be synonymous, cannot be grace. No, it becomes synonym. So your answer is option B, punish. Now let's see the next one. Here is the next question. Your time starts now. Well, your time is up. Here you're asked to choose one word substitute for a person who draws or produces maps. Look at the options. Option A, calligrapher. Calligrapher is a person who writes very beautifully. That is a person who writes calligraphy. Calligraphy is a beautiful handwriting, right? That is what. So you cannot take option A as your answer, eliminated. Option B, cartographer is your answer, a person who draws or produces maps. Option C, lexicographer. Lexicographer is a person who compiles dictionary. So it cannot be your answer. Next option D, choreographer, you know, one who, you can take a person, one who composes moves for a dance. One who composes dance or dance moves is called choreographer, which cannot be. So you got your answer, that is option B. Now let's see the next question. Here is the next question. Your time starts now. Well, your time is up. Here you're asked to find out the one word substitute for a cylindrical container bulging out in the middle. So it is a cylindrical container, you know, cylindrical container, but that cylindrical container is bulging out in the middle. So in the middle it bulges out, but it is a cylindrical container. Still it is cylindrical container, okay? A cylindrical container bulging out in the middle and traditionally made of wooden stakes. So traditionally it is made of wooden stakes for keeping oil, beer, etc. So what is that cylindrical container called? So that is what our question is. So what is that cylindrical container called? So look at the given options. Bin. Bin means, you know, it is a container to put trash or rubbish, like you see dustbin, so it cannot be the answer. Bushel is a measurement. In fact, it's a measure that equals to 8 gallons. So it's a measurement which cannot be the one. Barrel, yes. Bale, what do you mean bale? Let me write here, B-A-L-E, bale. Bale is nothing but a bundle of paper or hay or cotton. So that is called bale, and that cannot be your answer. So your answer is option C, barrel. Now let's see the next question. Here is the next question. Your time starts now. Well, your time is up. So you are asked to select the most appropriate antonym for dispose. What do you mean by dispose? Let's learn the meaning first. Dispose have different meanings. One meaning is to spread wide across an area. Okay, another meaning is to scatter, and the third meaning to distribute. So you required to choose a word which could be antonym opposite to any of these three meanings. Now look at this. Disperse, gather, spreading, gathering. So could be possible one. Neglect, doesn't have any sense. Send, hold, no. So you got your answer, that is option A, gather. Disperse, gather. Now let's see the next question. Well, here is the next question. Your time starts now. Well, your time is up. Here you are asked to find out the part which has error. So error detection. Look at the sentence. She wanted telling you who you could approach for your problem. See, there is an error definitely. So what is that? She wanted telling you. No. Want is a verb which is generally followed by to infinitive. That is to plus V1, not gerund. So what we require here is to infinitive, that is she wanted, which is in past tense, to tell you. She wanted to tell you. So this part has an error. Look at this. Which part? You could approach, no, for your problem. She wanted telling you. This has the error. So she wanted to tell you. So option D is your answer. Now let's see the next question. Well, here is the next question. Your time starts now. Well, your time is up. Here you're asked to replace the underlined part if it is incorrect from the given options. Sentence improvement. She read that novel since she got up in the morning. So this has to be improved, obviously. So look at this. Here, since expresses time indicators. Since she got up in the morning. Let us assume she got up here at this time. She got up, and after that what she did? She is reading that novel. Is it completed? There is no sense of completion. So it will complete in the future. We do not know when. So in that case, what is the tense we must use? Present perfect continuous. What is the present perfect continuous structure? Subject plus has or have plus he or she. So we require has, been plus V4 plus object. So this is what we require. Has been reading. This is what we require here. Now look at this. She read the past form. Read, read, read. So here it is incorrect. So reads that novel. Reads is simple present, and we are not talking about every day. We are talking about since particular time. We cannot. She has been reading that novel. Yes. Has read, completed. There is no sense of completion there. So you got your answer as option B. Now let's see the next question. Well, here is the next question. Your time starts now. Well, your time is up. Here you're asked to find out the antonym for the word fluctuate. What do you mean fluctuate? First, let's learn the meaning. Fluctuate means to raise and fall irregularly. To raise and fall irregularly. That is what we call fluctuate. Now we require opposite. That means it should not have any raising and falling. It should be there like that. The fluctuation, power fluctuation, reading fluctuation, right? Now stable. Stable means without any change. So this could be appropriate antonym. Mobilize. Movement is there. We don't want any movement. Waver. Movement is there. Change is there. We don't want any change. Stumble. Stumble means what? A trip. Here also movement is there. No, stumble down. We don't want that. So you got your answer. Option A, stable. Now let's see the next question. Well, here is the next question. Your time starts now. Well, your time is up. Here you're asked to choose the correctly spelled word. Here 4 words are given, only one word is correctly spelled. Let us see. First one, dominant. What's the spelling of dominant? D-O-M-I-N-A-N-T. Dominant. What do you mean dominant? Dominant means preceding. Preceding over or precede over someone or something. Okay. Now, is it correctly spelled? M-I-N-E is there, but we require A, so eliminate. Now, option B, what is that? It seems disease. D-I-S-E-A-S-E, disease, which means illness. So here, A is missing, so it is incorrect. Next, option C, diminish. So what is the spelling of diminish? D-I-M-I-N-I-E-S-H. What do you mean diminish? Means decrease. Or you can also say, let me put decrease or become less. So is it correct? DE is given, it is incorrect. Next, dependent. What is the spelling of dependent? DEPENDENT. There are two dependents. ANT is there, ENT is there. So here ENT is there. It is correct only. What is dependent? Who is dependent? Dependent means contingent. Contingent on. You're depending on someone. That means you're contingent on someone. So DENT correct. DENT correct. Here it is correct. So this is the only word which is correct. Hence your answer is option D. Now let's see the next question. Well, here is your next question. Your time starts now. Well, time is up. Here you're asked to select the correctly spelled word. So here all the words seems to be the same word, but which is correctly spelled. Here by seeing these words we can say this word is commemorate. So what the spelling? C-O-M-M, commemorate. C-O-M-M-E, commemorate. M-O-R-A-T. This is the word. What it means commemorate? Commemorate means to recall and show respect for someone. You're recalling and showing respect to someone. That is what commemorate. Now let us see where is this spelling there. Double M-E, only single M. C-O-M-M-E-M-O-R-A-T-E, correct? C-O, one M only there, eliminate. Double M-E, double M. Not two double M's, only one double M. Here double M should be there, not here, so eliminate. So you got your answer, that is option A. Now let's see the next question. Here is the next question, your time starts now. Well, the time is up. Here you're asked to choose the most appropriate meaning of the given idiom. The idiom is Hobson's choice. What do you mean Hobson's choice? Hobson's choice means in fact you don't have any choice there. Taking what is available, taking what is available or nothing at all. So if you are the last person to choose and only one thing is left over, you got Hobson's choice. You either take that or nothing. That is what the meaning of Hobson's choice. Now look at the options. An apparently free choice where there is not real alternative. Sounds correct? Let's see the other options. To exercise the choice to surrender before the enemy. No, we're not talking about enemy. To be in an aggressive mood when facing a challenge. That's not what we are talking about. We have choice or no choice. In fact, only one thing to choose. To challenge an unworthy opponent. There is no challenge here. So you got only one. An apparently free choice where there is no real alternative. In fact, there is no other alternative. So you have to go with only that thing or nothing. So you got your answer. That is option A. Right guys, that's all about today's quiz. I'll be seeing the next quiz. Till then, have a nice time.